Look at us. We're dressed
Hey,
again.
good morning from day, I guess technically day 2 on our cruise, because day 1 was embarkation day, which was crazy yesterday. But day 2, we're just at sea all
Which is
day.
good because I'm so tired from yesterday.
We're just kind of, embarkation day is always kind of a stressful, crazy day. It's crowded everywhere you go. Everybody's trying to get on, figure out what they're supposed to do and where they're supposed to be. So
don't worry if you're on embarkation day and you're just like, what have I done? This is crazy. Because it seems like it always that way. And then it settles.
Yeah. So.
And then the rhythm of the vacation sets in.
Yeah. So now today, like I say, we're at sea as we left Port Canaveral yesterday on our way to Cozumel, Mexico. So we had to sail down the coast of Florida around the tip. Right now we are kind of between the tip of Florida and Cuba. We can't see Cuba, but
there's Cuba. There's a ship.
There's a boat out there, a cargo ship looks like. But anyway, so now we are just going to go have some breakfast. It's about 8:30 in the morning. And have some breakfast, then just kind of walk around the ship. We didn't really get a good full view of the ship yesterday. It's first time on the Treasure. And then this afternoon we actually have a guided tour of the ship. I don't think it does the entire ship because it's only an hour, but gets some of the highlights of the Imagineering and the creative things that Disney does. So
we're gonna do that at 3:30, and that's the only thing on our agenda right now, right?
So anyway, and it's formal night tonight. We're eating dinner at Coco. We ate at Marvel restaurant last night.
Not my favorite.
Which is not one of our favorites because we're not big Marvel fans, or is the menu really the best of all the restaurants. So anyway, so we're gonna do Coco restaurant tonight, which we had lunch there yesterday, which was good. And so
how do we know it's formal night? Because when you get your itinerary, and you get your restaurants, when you get on ship, at the restaurant, and underneath each restaurant it tells you
formal night, casual night, pirate night, semi-casual. But Disney cruises are a lot different. Formal night is not.
Some people's formal, some people
it's anywhere. I mean, there's nobody that goes to extremes.
The characters are always dressed up as that.
Yeah, the characters
usually have their formal night attire on, their pirate night attire on. And then also on this cruise, I am going to show you some of the ship, but I'm also going to show you some of the tours that we've taken. Just so I'm going to have like maybe some of the
port excursions that we're going to do.
Because everybody's looking at port excursions, and so was I, and I couldn't find much of them. So I'm going to show you what we actually booked with Disney and what it looked like.
So anyway, so now we're off to our day at sea. So come go with us.
time is it, Stevie?
It is ship tour time. So come go with us.
This is floor 3 on the Treasure at the aft. And why can you tell it's the aft?
The aft has the blue carpet, or greenish blue carpet.
So we're going to show you level 3 real quick, okay? So we'll start.
Now we're going to go around the corner and head out into the Grand Hall. And before you get there, in between the two 1923 restaurants is a 3D art image of Steamboat Willie. And it is usually in motion and has a lot of action to it. But for some reason, during this cruise, it wasn't working. As we come into the Grand Hall, you can see just the enormity of it. It's considerably larger than some of the older ships, and the colors are different. With it being themed to Aladdin, you have a lot of the dark greens, dark blues, rubies, emerald colors. And then the statue is of Aladdin and Jasmine on the magic carpet touring the world. And then off to the right on a separate podium is the magic lamp. And as you look towards the front, you can see the stage. There's a lot of different things that go on in this area throughout the cruise. And off to the side of the stage, the left side, is a peacock. And it's mosaic, and there are 53 feathers in that peacock, because in the song, during the movie, they talk about the 53 feathers. And as you spin back around and you look up to the top, you can see what's called the genie cloud, the large chandelier. And off to around the genie cloud are 6 individual pendant lamps, and those represent each of the different cruise ships that were in the fleet prior to the Treasure joining. And they have little things on them that indicate which one they belong to, and as you get up higher, you can see that. And then if you notice, you've got a 3-story staircase that comes down, starts from deck 5 all the way down to deck 3, and it's supposed to represent a waterfall. And every evening at 5 p.m. and 10 p.m., they do a light show that kind of shows you how that works. And then it comes down and where you can see that puddles into the carpet there on the main floor of deck 3. We've learned a lot about this because we did a ship tour on the Treasure. This is something that's available most generally only on embarkation day. And you have to sign up the day you get on. It's on the app. They have limited space available. Or the sign-up day is only, but they walk you through the ship. You can see the beautiful mosaics that they use in the lobby area or in the Grand Hall area. Off to the left there is the doorways where you board the ship. Whether you come on, they announce your name. And then here we are just showing, this is the actual day they had the Jack Jack Diaper Dash. You can see people line up from 3 different levels to watch. It's very exciting and a lot of fun to participate in. And again, for the tour, you have to sign up on the day of embarkation and pick your day, and you get to learn a lot of fun facts about the ship. Now we're heading up the starboard side of the ship, and on this side, on deck 3, you have some of the shops. You have the Palace Treasures and the Royal Regalia, which are the upscale jewelry shops there. And then as you continue down the hallway to the left side, across from those shops, is the new lounge on the Treasure called the Skipper's Society. This is an exotic lounge which was inspired by the world famous, and in my opinion, the best ride ever, the Jungle Cruise. They have monkey chandeliers, postcards, luggage tag, decorations. It's a lot like the queue or the line at the Walt Disney World ride and the Disneyland ride. The canopies look like the canopies from the boats of the Jungle Cruise. They have a lot of fun cocktails that they serve here. They range in price from about $9 to $15. They have non-alcoholic options, and they also have a couple of food options like a waffle apple, and they do nightly music, trivia, and crafts. And right across from the society is the watch shop. And then off to the left is a cross-section of the Treasure ship, which kind of gives you a little inside look at how the cabins and everything's set up, gives you the cruise quarters. As you continue down the hall, towards the front of the ship, you end up coming into the Walt Disney Theater area on deck 3. This is the main level entrance. It's decorated as an enchanted forest. As you can see, there's lots of greens and natural colors. You've got elk horn lamps up above, and on this side you have a Preludes, which is a little small shop that you can get popcorn and drinks for free or as an extra charge. And then as you enter the theater, you can tell it's pretty dark, and this was filmed prior to the shows. You cannot film during any of the shows, but it's a beautiful theater inside. Again, carries the enchanted the enchanted look inside the theater. While we were on the ship, we got to see Disney Seas the Adventure musical, Moana, and Beauty and the Beast, and all of those were really great shows. Now we're going to cross over to the port side of the ship, and as you can tell, we're at the forward area now because we have switched to the red carpet, which we pointed out earlier. And just on the opposite side is just, again, another entrance into the main level. You have another Prelude shop over on this side as well, and I may have mentioned a minute ago, I said it was free, but this is an added cost for any drinks or refreshments, snacks, anything that you get there, and you can take those into the show. As we're heading down the port side, you can see all the different photos or artwork along the wall. These are different characters from different movies, and this treasure is all about adventure and stuff. So these all represent. You've got Mulan, you've got Encanto, you've got Peter Pan, Moana. So it's all about adventure. And then you're coming up onto the other side of the Skipper Society. And then right across from that is the Haunted Mansion Parlor, which is a tribute to the Haunted Mansion ride and has a lot of the same music, ghosts, and voices that you do when you're on the ride. There are several shows that kind of take place while you're in the bar or in the lounge. You have ghost fish swimming, melting paintings, a seance led by Madame Leota. There's lots of Haunted Mansion Easter eggs to try and spot, so try if you can get up and walk around. They got all kinds of fun drinks and cocktails, non-alcoholic options as well. And then they also have some sodas that are themed to certain things, like scary things and things like that. And like I say, the children can come in this. We did see some kids. We were in there one evening, and there were some small children in there. And so I don't think there's really an age limit on this. But again, as you can see, there's some of the melting paintings going on and the lights changing to the theme to the music. And so it's a lot of fun just to sit and kind of experience the Haunted Mansion. As you exit out of the Haunted Mansion and to your right, the next lounge coming up is the Scat Cat Lounge. It is themed after the Aristocat movie and is a piano bar that has nightly jazz music and Disney tunes that's played in it. Do suggest getting there early if you can. They have limited seating because they made this lounge a little bit smaller than some of the other piano lounges on the other ships, and we'll kind of show you why. What they've done here is on the outside they have added a bar that comes out into the Grand Hall. It's great if you're just wanting to come up and grab a drink, listen to some music and stuff, but again, it did limit the seating inside. The bar itself inside is very nice and got a lot of great drink options. Continuing up towards the Grand Hall area, you have you're going to come across a podium, which is where you check in for the Kids Club activities, which is down on Deck 2. This is the Oceaneers Club and the nursery, and this is where you can enter down through the side. We didn't go in there on today, but they do have tours on Embarkation Day, so you can look to that. And then as you continue down to the Grand Hall at the back end is the 1923 restaurants. You have the Roy Disney side and the Walt Disney side. We actually have always been in the Walt side, but this time we got in the port side. Now we're going to head up to Deck 4, so come go with us. We are back at the aft end of the ship, the back end of the ship, heading up to Deck 4. And as we're coming up the stairs to Deck 4, you can see this beautiful artwork here. And what this represents is the other ships in the Disney Cruise Line welcoming the treasure into the fleet. And this is another thing that we learned on the tour that we took of the ship that day. As you go on up into Deck 4, at the aft end is the World of Marvel restaurant. This is one of the 3 rotational dining restaurants on board the ship, and this is a very interactive restaurant. You have shows that are showing on the screen throughout the show. You've got things on the table that you have to push buttons at certain times during the show, and then at the end of the night, Spider-Man actually makes an appearance in the restaurant. So it's a lot of fun, a lot of activity. It's not really our favorite restaurant because we're not real big Marvel fans, and we've found the meals are just so-so to us, in our opinion. Now, as you leave Marvel, we're coming out onto the port side of the ship, and it's going to take you out to where you can go to the promenade deck, which is on the 4th level. We didn't really go out there to show a lot, but on the promenade deck, you have the shuffleboard courts, you have deck chairs. This is the level that you would come down to walk around the ship. It's not completely circular like the other ships are. You have to go up some stairs and down some stairs to get completely around. And as we head on up the port side, you come to the Tangled Salon. This is where you can get your hair done, your nails, or not nails, but your nails done here. And then moving on up, you come up to the Hey Hey Cafe, which is at the midship. This is a Moana-themed cafe. They serve coffees and specialty coffees and teas. This is all an additional cost. And again, it is themed after Moana. You've got some beautiful mosaics that kind of represent the movie of Moana. And then as you kind of come out of there, we're going to approach the overlook from the 4th level down to the Grand Hall. Again, Grand Hall is where a lot of activities go. You just need to check your daily navigator app throughout the cruise to see what's happening there each day and plan accordingly. As we head on up the port side of the ship, you come across these beautiful mosaics on this one area that represents scenes from the Aladdin movie of when Aladdin and Jasmine flew around the world on the magic carpet. They're just beautiful mosaics and just incredible how they were done. And what that does is that leads you into the guest services area of the ship. This is where you come if you've got any issues, problems, questions throughout the cruise. And also in this area is located the Port Adventures desk. So if you have booked Port Adventures or have questions or want to try to get on a Port Adventure, you would come down here to try and get that all taken care of. And again, that's on port side on deck 4. As we head down this hallway, we're going to come upon the Sarabi Lounge. This is a big lounge that has nightly activities. They have some family-friendly shows, and they also do adult only. If you notice the lights on the top as you're walking down, that represents footprints of Simba. Again, something that we learned on the tour that we took that day. The Sarabi Lounge has got a big stage. It's two levels. They have a bar in the back so you can get alcoholic drinks, non-alcoholic drinks there. Again, all additional costs if you get anything from the bar. And then as you come out of the Sarabi Theater, you come down to one of the 2 movie theaters that is on board. The Wonderland Theater. It is themed after Alice in Wonderland. They've got some artwork as you walk into the theater that's got the Cheshire Cat on it. And throughout the day, his eyes actually light up. You can kind of see it there a little bit, but not real clear. They play Disney movies, and they actually, on occasion, will have new releases. We were fortunate enough to see The Devil Wears Prada that was released in the United States that day, and they had it on board the ship that night. And they've got, and then this leads you on down into another entrance for the Walt Disney Theater, which this is the balcony entrance. And as you cross across to the starboard side, you have the second movie theater. This is called the Neverland Cinema, and it's themed after Peter Pan. They've got beautiful inlaid artwork, wood artwork on the walls depicting scenes from the movie of Peter Pan. Again, you get to see Disney movies, occasional first-run movies, and things like that. And in between the 2 theaters is another Preludes shop where you can get, again, drinks, snacks, and things for the movies at, again, additional cost. And as we continue up through past the Neverland Theater, it brings you to the midship level of Deck 4. As you can see, there's some seating areas here, nice comfortable chairs you can sit around and relax. This is the area that a lot of times they have character greetings during the evening. They can line up along the rails there. Again, you can check your navigator app for the times and for those that happen, but those are throughout usually most every evening. A lot of times in the afternoons, you'll have characters stationed out here along the rails taking pictures. And then again at midship, you have the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo Boutique. This is where you can get your princess makeovers. They also do offer on Pirate Night a makeover for little boys to become pirates. As you go past Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, you come up to the Hooks Barbery, which is a men's or a barber shop where you can schedule a haircut or a shave, which is kind of neat. You can do this prior to selling or anytime during the day. You just have to check the app to see what's available. It is limited, so they do go fast, so book early. And also located in here is a speakeasy, which here's a picture showing that it's open. And it's usually open at night mainly, and they do mainly whiskey and bourbon drinks, teach you a little bit about how they're done and everything. And now we're going to head on up to Deck 5, so please come go with us. Our first stop here on Deck 5 is at the Edge Club. This is the Teenage Club. This is kind of cool. They've got you scan your card and the door slides open to kind of give you that mysterious vibe about it. And as you can tell, we're back at the aft again because of the green carpet. And we're going to head over here to the port side and go into Coco's, which is also another rotational dining. This is nice that we got to go in Coco's the day we did our tour of the ship. It was included as part of the tour, so it was empty. So we'll get to get a good look at it. Coco's is very well themed. It's beautiful. It's colorful. It's obviously after the movie Coco. A lot of tables in here. They do a nightly dinner show, which, depending on where you're sitting, it's kind of hard to really hear and see what's going on. The stage is out in the center. Our table was back over alongside one of the walls, so it was even difficult for us to even know when the show was going on. You just heard the music. Now, one of the neat features of this restaurant was the back wall of the restaurant, since it faces aft. It's just floor-to-ceiling windows, tons of light. You get to actually look out and see the top of Captain Hook and Peter Pan that are on the back of the ship and get an idea of just how large those are. They don't seem that big when you're looking at them, when you're looking at the ship. But Coco's was great. We went in with kind of low expectations. We hadn't heard a lot of good things about it, but it actually ended up being really our favorite restaurant. We ate there 2 nights. The food was great. Outside of Coco's, as you come up the port side, you have the Mickey's Mainsail store, which is the main store on the ship for all Mickey-related, Disney-related product, everything that you might need. Across from the mainsail is the Jade Cricket Cafe, which is very similar to the Hey Hey Cafe. It is themed after the Mulan movie, and again, it has teas, coffees, alcoholic beverages, some non-alcoholic options, and it is an additional cost. As you go across from the Jade Cricket Cafe, you have the kiosk for if you have the Disney photo package. This is where you would view your pictures and everything that were taken. Or if you don't have it and you want pictures, they have that as well. Also in that same area is the DVC kind of sales office where you can set appointments and go in and learn more about DVC ownership if you're interested. Here we are at the overlook of from the Deck 5 and get a little bit of look at the Genie Cloud light and the individual pendants that represent the other 6 ships that are in the Disney fleet at the time. And then here's the staircase that we were talking about, where it resembles. You can see the color changes, the carpet changes colors, and you can see where the water comes down and puddles at the very bottom, out in front of the stage on the carpet. Going down the port side more, there's just some large portholes with some additional seating just for relaxation. That's taking us back down to the upper level of the Sarabi Lounge. As I mentioned earlier, the light fixtures on top represent actually Simba footprints. Like I said, this is the upper level of the Sarabi Lounge. They have some seating, some booth-type seating here along the hallway. And you can't really see the stage from there, but they do have TVs in each of the booths for you to view what's happening on the stage. Kind of take a quick peek inside here, just to kind of give you a shot down from up above. It's got a little bit of stadium level seating type where it's graduated up so you can see down. There is the railing around here kind of blocks your view a little bit if you're, not right up on it. But it's nice, and again, they do a lot of shows here, primarily a lot of adult entertainment. Actually, excursions were leaving from here that day. As you come back out of Sarabi, you go right across the hall to the Periscope Pub. This is the sports bar option on the Treasure. It's themed after 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You feel like you're inside of a submarine. You can see the ceiling there on the top is kind of it's glass, and they have sharks and fish and everything swimming going above it. It's got some seating along the edges, sides, and some main table. They have huge TVs in here. If there's sporting events going on, they usually have those going. Got a nice selection of alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. And this is also an option for food if you want to have a break from the restaurants and rotational dining. Small menu, but they do have good thing. We had a large German pretzel that came with a couple of dipping sauce. Excellent. We also split and shared a cheeseburger that was a brisket burger, and it was, like I say, big enough to share. Came with fries. Again, all of this is additional cost. But we had two drinks, the pretzel and the hamburger, the cheeseburger, and it was about $60. But it was a nice break from the busy rotational dining. As you leave Periscope Pub and head toward the starboard side, as you can see, we're kind of getting close to the forward because the carpet's changing. We're kind of midship right now. You come across Triton's Lounge. This is just a small lounge where they do a lot of entertainment throughout the day and evening, trivia, different things like that. And then also on embarkation day, it serves as if you need to make dining reservations, check on dining reservations, different things. This is where they usually set up. And so once you get on board, you can go here and try to make anything changes to your dining. There's a Disney studio, photo studio, where you can arrange and set up times for actual portrait settings if you want to do that for you and your family. Now we're entering into the midship on the starboard side. Again, lots of comfortable seating up here overlooking the Grand Hall. This is also where they do additional character meet and greets along the railing on the fifth deck 5 as well. We've jumped up to deck 8 to show you the Fairy Tale Fresh Laundry. This is a self-service laundry, like I say, on deck 8. It has all the things that you need to do your own laundry: washing machines, dryers, vending machines for detergent and fabric softeners, ironing boards. It's tied to, the charge is tied to your room key. And then there is also, I believe, a feature on the app that will tell you when your laundry's done and when it's time to come change it out of your machine. And so after that, we're going to head on up to the next deck and we'll show you everything that's there. So come go with us.
Now we're going up to deck 11 where the buffet is. Now, the buffet is called Marceline Market, and it's only open for breakfast and lunch. Dinner is not open. You have to go to your 3 restaurants for dinner, rotating restaurants, or your extra 2 restaurants, or you can eat up on deck for pizza, hamburger, and stuff. Marceline Market has 2 sides. Both sides have the same buffet. And then here in the middle, they do have a little bar area. So if you wanted some coffees or some alcoholic drinks or just some other drinks that's not included, you would come here at an extra cost. They always have seating here. But note that the regular soft drinks and juices and stuff is included in the buffet, so you don't have to pay for that. But it's just any extra coffees or anything that you might want to. Now, right beside Marceline Market is a little store called Dory's. Dory's is also on the 11th deck, right out here by the pool area. So it's mainly about swimsuits, swim trunks, swim shirts, hats. Some pirate outfits are in here. And then they also have like some sunscreen and other basics that you might need by the pool area. And then on the other side of Marceline Market is a little store called Jumbo's Sweets. And it has a cute little area based on Utopia, the movie Utopia. They have big glass windows in here, a few tables that you can sit out and look out. It's just beautiful in here. And then they have tons of sweets. You have your regular packaged sweets in a sack, and then you also have some other sweets like cupcakes, macarons, just all kinds of different sweets that are at an extra cost. So if you wanted to come up here and grab a couple, take down to your room after dinner, you could. And then they also have a big selection of gelato. Now, gelato, like I said, it costs us here. It has the different cones that you can get, different flavors of gelato, and then they have all kinds of toppings. So you could come in here in the evening or during the day and build you a little sweet treat or whatever you want. Now, the ice cream out by the pool deck area, now those cones and everything are free, but the sweet shop, whatever you buy in here, does cost extra. Now we're going to go to a little secret staircase. It's right by Marceline Market and it leads up to deck 12. And you always wonder, what is this secret staircase? But it goes up to the Hero Zone and it also has another teen area up here as well. I think it's called the Vibe. But the Hero Zone is where they have the basketball courts. They do all kinds of other little things in here today. They were doing Hungry Hungry Hippo for families. They also have some air hockeys and some other play tables up here upstairs. And then they also have a whole bunch of ping pong and everything downstairs. And during C days, they usually have an inflatable Hero Zone obstacle course that you can run. And people can do that. Adults can do that too. Make sure you wear socks. They do require socks. And then if you go on around here, on deck 12, you do run into your two restaurants that you have to have reservations for, which is Paulo's and Enchanté. They are at extra cost, and between these two restaurants is a bar called The Rose. Now, this Rose has one of the prettiest views on the ship, and you don't have to have a reservation to come into The Rose to order drinks and everything. So if you just wanted to go up to The Rose and have a drinks and look out, you could. And then the other two restaurants, you do have to have a reservation. Now, we stayed at Paulo's, or we had a reservation at Paulo's, and we paid $55, just the standard menu where you get your appetizer, your main meal, and your dessert. So appetizers, I got a caprese salad, and Steve, I think, got some calamari with a couple of dipping sauces. We did order drinks. Drinks was extra and above the $55, of course. And then we also got 2 wedge salads. And then we have some delicious bread. The bread in this restaurant is so good. It's like the pizza bread and the pizza sticks. And then for the entree, I got a pasta dish and Steve got a steak. And the steaks are really pretty good here. I think he got a filet steak. And it came with two types of sauces that you can put on the steak as well, and some mashed potatoes. So we really enjoy Paulo's. We always just do the $55 menu. Oh, and then dessert, of course, the chocolate souffle, and it comes with 2 types of sauce that they pour in it. So they poke a hole and they take your chocolate and your vanilla sauce and they pour it in there, and then it comes with vanilla ice cream. We love Paulo's. It's one of our favorite. Okay, I'll take you back to deck 11 and showing you the drink station here. They have a drink station on the port side, on the starboard side. All your pops, your juices, your coffees, and your hot chocolate, all free of charge. You can come up here any time of the day and pick it up and take it back to your room. And then you have the Festival of Foods. These are kind of like your takeout foods up here on deck 11. You have your Donald's Cantina, which is your tacos and your taco bows, and you have a taco bar with toppings for all this. And then you also have your Daisy's Pizza Pie. You have cheese pizza, regular pizza, pepperoni pizza that you can pick up here. And then you can go right over here to the front and you would have your Mickey's Barbecue. This was one of my favorite. You have your chicken and your brisket and your ribs, and you have mac and cheese and some other things as well. And then you go over to the other side, you have Goofy's Grill, which you have your hamburgers, your hot dogs, your chicken tenders here. Delicious chicken tenders. I loved them. And then you also have Minnie's Delights. This is your free ice cream. You can get your ice cream cone or a cup. They have different flavors, sometimes during different days, and they also have fruit. And then lastly, you have a lookout bar here. This is at an extra cost, is always your liquor. And then here I'm just showing you the drink station on the other side. And then on deck 11, you have your pools, and it goes up to deck 13. Or 12 and 13. Now, the Treasure doesn't have one big pool. They have several little pools. People love and hate this sometimes. Some of these pools are only like knee deep with little waterfalls coming down. The pool up front is called Mickey Pool. It's a little bit deeper. It has a floor that will cover it so it can be a stage show when needs to be. And then if you go all the way up to the second level here, which would be 12, 13. Level 13, you would have 2 deeper round pools, but they're not very big, but they are a little bit deeper. And then at the very top of these stairs, you have the Aqua Mouse, or I don't think it's called the Aqua Mouse here. It's called something else, but it's like the Aqua Mouse. And then here I'm just kind of showing you an overview of the pools. You have the Mickey pool up front, a couple of the smaller pools back here in the back, and then 2 round deep pools at the very top there. Okay, if we go one more flight up the stairs, you get to the adult section, which 18 and younger cannot come up here. The bad thing about the adult section on the Treasure, you only have this one hot tub tucked way back here on the side, and that's it. It is not really kind of by the pool area or anything like that. They do have nice chairs. They do have cushion chairs, but none of the chairs are really close to the pool because, well, the pool is an infinity pool off the back of the ship. I realize that, but you have this tuck away cove bar here, and you do have a shaded area with seating. This is probably the closest place to the pool. The lounge chairs are all on the side, so a lot of people not big on that. You do have these little waiting areas, that cooling benches that you can sit in. Look at that. That's the infinity pool with the ship going in the middle of the ocean. It is beautiful back here. It is quiet. It's not a lot of wind back here. The bar is very convenient to get to. If you go up those one more stairs, you can have a smoking section. On the other side of the infinity pool is another waiting seat area here that you can sit in. It's kind of got cooling seats with water running back behind the seats on the tile. And then you have the lounge chairs on each side. But like I said, it's not really near the pool, but it does have good views looking out. Then you have the Cove Bar back here, which is another coffee shop. You can get your coffees, you can get some wine, you can get all kinds of things. And if they do have pastries, they are free, but the drinks cost back here. So you can come up here and get you a pastry, get you a coffee, and pay for the coffee. Now, if you head opposite of the adult section and go toward the front of the ship, you're going to run into a kids zone. And this is a real cute area for little ones to play. They have a splash pad, and it's based on the Toy Story theme. They have a lot of chairs and sitting around here, and they also have a little pool called the Trixie Pool that little kids can play in or you can sit at. And then they also have a water slide here. Now, on the Wish and the Treasure, this water slide, the Rex water slide, adults and children can go on it. I know on some ships, the adults are limited on the water slides, but on this one, and the Wish, the Rex water slide, children can go as well as adults. Now, if you go one deck up to deck 14, I'm going to show you a little secret pool. It's the Chippendale pool. It's right at the front of the ship. A lot of people don't come here for some reason. It can be windy. Like today, they have the pool closed because of the wind. But it's a really nice pool area when it's not very windy. They have plenty of seating, and the seating, they're stacked up here, but their seating can be in the shade most of the day and then sun later in the day. So it's a real good area. If you can't find a seat, try deck 14 at the front. And then over here, we're overlooking the concierge area. So if you have a concierge room, you get your own pool, your own hot tub, and your own little deck area. And then I also wanted to mention that up here there is a bar area that overlooks the splash pad, and you can sit up here and have you some drinks in the cool shade, and it's also a smoking area. So here is another smoking area on the cruise ship. Look at there.
Pretty cool.
We're traveling, and there's another Disney ship right there. You see, isn't this beautiful? And we never see this because we're always in the middle of dinner. Hey, we're back in Port Canaveral.
Port Canaveral.
And this must be new, the refueling and process for us doing this ship, because basically I thought it was because we're on floor 7, but that I don't remember being any other floor that you couldn't go out
on your veranda once you got into port. But this was on there when we got on. It's on there. They actually put it up last night.
Yeah, and then they just made an announcement that they're refueling to not go out on the veranda, which kind of makes sense, I guess. But I was just kind of surprised because I don't remember seeing.
Yeah.
Before,
So, and we always do veranda rooms pretty much. So.
We always do, and we always went out on the veranda until the very last minute.
We did.
But right now they just made the announcement, so we're not supposed to go on the veranda to say goodbye to
the port.
To the port.
And we got a couple other cruise ships, Carnival and NCL,
and the Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So this Carnival just came in as we were sitting here, just
Royal
slid
Caribbean.
right in there. Don't know how. That's just amazing. But it was a good trip. Love the ship.
Treasure was it grew on us. It took about a day and a half to really get to kind of the feel of where everything was and the flow of everything. But that's normal with pretty much any ship you go on. At least for us. I don't know. Some people may be able to figure it out quicker. But it was good. The Treasure. It's really pretty. I mean, if you've been on the Wish, it's definitely a whole different look and feel, because the Wish is bright and blues and ocean and the sky, and this one is kind of more jewel tones, darker, more for the obviously it's Aladdin type deal thing. But
I really liked it as we got into it and everything. I would definitely do it again. 7-day cruises are hard for us.
Yeah, because we just get tired. We're not big food people. We don't eat a lot, and so. And the rotational dining, while it's a cool concept and it's unique, so you're not eating in the same place every night. It does get old, and we actually skipped, a couple of nights. Well, one night we went to Palo. Last night we just skipped completely and went to a little Periscope pub and had a burger and some fries and a pretzel there. So. It just can get a little bit overwhelming, just the busyness and the noise and the hustle and bustle of the rotational dining restaurants. But it's worth going through them at least once to see them. Mm-hmm. And I think 3 or 4 days almost too short for us. 7 days too long, and maybe next year we're going to try a 5-night. Yeah. Right now, we tentatively got a 5-night booked on the Fantasy
next year.
For next year, and but we'll see. Now, we do have a upcoming.
Mm-hmm. Stick with us, because the next one we're going on, next trip we're going on is going to be out of the country. Finally, again, we're going to Italy,
and Greece. And so that'll be exciting. It's been a while since we've been out of the country. So. But anyway, we like I say, all in all, the Disney obviously they to us set the bar in terms of service and activities and events and things. Their stage shows are without parallel. I mean, they're just amazing. I mean. We've seen shows on NCL, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and nothing can compare.
And even Viking has this musical singing, but nothing like
the
Disney.
Stage shows that Disney does are, I mean, obviously they bill them as Broadway quality, and they are without a doubt Broadway quality. It's amazing what they can do on a ship in the ocean.
I'm not a big foodie, but I think their dining room's okay. I don't think it's like the greatest food ever, but it's okay. It's not always warm.
If there's any knock about Disney, it's the food quality. It's okay.
But we've been on Carnival, and their food quality was okay.
Yeah, no, I just don't. I think they have to mass produce. Mm-hmm. And serve so many people in a short period of time. I'm sure a lot of it's pre-cooked, setting under warming lights, just depending on how quick it gets to you. But I mean, it's not like it's bad. It's good food. It's just like I say, it's not always what you would think.
It's okay. Not every meal is like, oh my God, this is great. Yeah. But there's a few. There's a few meals. It's like, and our favorite was Coco this time.
You get surprised. I mean, we had some little carnito pork tacos that our expectations were not great. We weren't really but turned out being really one of the better meals we've had on the trip.
Coco, the short ribs on Coco.
Oh yeah, the short rib.
And I had the burrito. That was really good.
Gosh.
The empanadas was really good. The enchilada appetizer.
Yeah.
So Coco's was maybe it's just new to us, and it was.
Yeah,
just,
and that could be, but it was kind of a surprise of the trip because it was, I think, pretty good for the most part.
Yeah.
But
Bearsell Pub, when we went and got their hamburger and their pretzel, it was real good to me too. Yeah. I really enjoyed that, and it was hot.
Yeah,
it was hot.
Yeah, they bring it out hot because it's
hot.
cooked.
You're paying for it, but it was hot.
But again, but like I say, the treasure was good. You know, crew, staff, everybody you interact with here on Disney is always super friendly and super tries to be helpful.
Disney is one of my favorite cruise.
We had a great cabin attendant this time. I mean, we had a couple of issues, and he took, by our own.
We spilt hot chocolate on the bed.
Hot chocolate in the bed, and then somehow broke the safe, and so he was very good natured about it all. Took care of it right away, and was just constantly asking if there was anything we needed or anything we. He
was one of the best. Yeah.
He was one of the best we've had in all the cruises that we've had. So. Yeah. But anyway, like I say, good trip. We will be posting future content. We'll be posting some videos from this trip. Also, so we had at the front end a little 3-day quick trip to Disney World before we jumped on the cruise. And so we'll be looking for that. And then we'll be heading off for our next adventure here shortly. So come go with us.